Alright, let's get started. There's a lot of hype around the Happy Ghast and what it's meant to be used for, but personally I'm excited about the fact that it's basically a movable platform, and that's something we've never really had before, and I don't think that's talked about enough. So hence, this video. Okay, so I'm normally on Java Edition, but I'm on Bedrock Edition for this video because this in particular is not possible in Java Edition, and it's a darn shame because Happy Ghast make fantastic elevators. Look at him. You can see him hanging out the bottom there, and he slides right down. And it could be an entrance to a mine. Darn shame is that in Java Edition, you tend to face through the floor whenever you go back up. And I really want this in Java, because if you splash it with invisibility, you don't even see the tentacles. It just looks like an elevator. And oh, it looks so good. They better fix this, because I'm pretty sure it's a bug that it doesn't work in Java. So this is my attempt at an escalator. It looks horrible, but it kind of works, and you kind of get the idea. We've got Happy Ghast and minecarts, and they sort of push you up. See him right here? Yeah, look at him go. And hold on, let me go in spectator. Alright, quick view of the gubbins. Here's just, it's pretty simple. It's just a minecart loop, and that pig is there to try and push him along. Issue is I couldn't fit more than 2 Happy Ghasts here, and I kind of gave up when it came to decorating. That's just my bad. But I want to see if any of you guys have any ideas to how to get this to work better. It would look great in like a airport build or a mall build. It would be really cool. Alright, we already had the elevator with using invisibility on a Happy Ghast, just so we can make it look a little bit nicer. But for practicality, you can use invisibility on Happy Ghasts to make invisible blocks you can stand on. And for a moat, or just in the sky if you wanted to look like you're flying around. I am in creative right now, I'm not flying. And I suppose the invisibility particles kind of make it obvious. But to the less observant, if you had this in your base, they would absolutely lose their minds. And I don't know, I think there's more that could be done with this other than just a moat bridge. But that's the best I could think of. Now, void bases are something that people a lot smarter than me have talked about, and people with higher sub counts. But I just wanted to bring some attention to it because I thought it's pretty cool. So you come down here. Ah, shoot, where did he go? So if you can manage to get a Happy Ghast into the void, you can basically have a platform that you can move around, and you can lead chest boats through the ground, so you can have some storage. And I think that's pretty cool, because there's a lot of potential with this. You could have a whole under the void society, and you've got everything you need right here to make it into a proper base, into a proper home. And if you want to get out, you just find the hole you made, and fly out. There's no flaws in this, and there's no possible way that things could go wrong. No way whatsoever. I should have made a teleporter or something to get out of here. Takes forever. This one's pretty sick. So we have, well, let's say this is your base. Say this is your friend's base. You want to go in there, you want to be mischievous, you want to root through their stuff, and take stuff, put short dry grass in there. Yeah, they won't expect that. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself in lava. Now what's going on here is that we've got a Happy Ghast buried. We've got a skulk sensor to trigger it. Look at him. And whenever you make any noise, the Happy Ghast pops up. Basically an involuntary elevator. And you can have anything up here. I just thought lava was the easiest. Make sure you have half slabs, that way he doesn't suffocate whenever you push him through the wall, or push him through the floor. So while I was working on this video, I asked my friend to hop on and see if he had any ideas for potential ways we could use the Happy Ghast, if he had any more thoughts, and this is what he came up with. I mean, it's something you can do with the Happy Ghast. You can give him a luscious stash. A luscious mustache. Yeah. I mean, you could technically do this before with a the normal ghast, but I imagine this is a lot easier to do in survival. Alright, every update, there's a new way to do a secret entrance, and I think I've just found the best one. Just have a wall completely inconspicuous. See if you can tell me where the secret entrance is on this. Maybe you're smart and you guessed it, but it's right here. Boom. Happy Ghast, barely in the floor. His hitbox just barely sticks out, but you can't see him. And teleport straight through. I don't know how the hitboxes work in Java. I don't know if it's similar to this, but even if it's not, you could take the harness off, raise the Happy Ghast up a little bit, and just give him invisibility. And then you just come by with a black harness. You click where you know the invisible Happy Ghast is. You ride him. You get through the other side. And then you remove the harness. Something that's kind of fun with this one is that for most of these, I had him in a minecart. So that way you can keep the Happy Ghast still. If he's in a minecart, he can also stay in the direction that he's facing, which is super helpful, and I'm glad they did that. But what is he doing? But because he's not in a minecart for this one, I can turn and just scoop my touche across the floor. And I'm not sure exactly how this happened. This one was kind of a mistake. But now it's also like a rotating entrance. Like you're sitting on the ground and it's like, boom. Kind of want to set this up somewhere. This would be really cool. Like if I put a semicircle on the ground so it looks like it's actually a rotating platform. That could be fun. Excuse me. Okay, so this one's pretty easy actually. We had elevators, now we have a drawbridge. And it looks really cool. Like I want this in my world. I really like the harness texture because it's practical. Like it looks rustic, it looks medieval, and that's kind of the build style I usually like to go for. Maybe steampunky. Only issue is the fact that there's tentacles hanging out the bottom, but you know, things can be ignored. Invisibility potions can be used. But yeah, and it's literally just a minecart system. I imagine you could tile more of these and make an even longer bridge, or you could put them closer together if you don't want that gap there. But yeah, there's a lot you can do with this. I set up each of these exhibits with the rotating ring around it because I thought it'd be cool, but the structure blocks keep breaking and it keeps turning off for some reason. Anyways, this one, I mean, when you're looking at the dispensers, it's kind of obvious what this is for. Happy Ghast, ride him, struggle to get him into position. Come on, dude. Oh, it's you. Scooch. Scooch, little one. Thank you. There we go. Alright, and the rest is kind of obvious. You can have a Happy Ghast launcher. And, oh, that went pretty high. I think it goes higher because you've got, oh yeah, those are some previous attempts. I think it goes higher because you've got so many more dispensers facing onto one entity. Then again, the Happy Ghast kind of like slows himself down when he's in the air, so maybe not. Either way, you've got a Happy Ghast launcher, and that seems pretty good. We'll just leave you up there, and we'll talk about the next station exhibit thing. Alright, this one represents just a general concept that could be used in multiple cases. So, what I have here is just items being cycled around. You can see they're falling through the Happy Ghast, being picked up by a hopper, and then cycled back around. That could represent a farm, you know, like your farm's dropping items down, entering your storage system, goes through the Happy Ghast, and you can stand on it to start collecting your items, like so. Boom. But something interesting about the Happy Ghast is the fact that when you're standing on it, it becomes solid like a block. But when you're not, items and other mobs fall through it. So right now they're falling through, but say I revealed a little bit more of the Happy Ghast and then blocked it off. Say we had a wall right here. Okay, it's just an example. And we made the Happy Ghast invisible. So I'm just walking about and I happen to stand on this block. Now I'm making the Happy Ghast solid and items are no longer passing through. And if we look, I set up a little system. See the pulsing lights? They turn on whenever there's items passing through. Wait, does this not work anymore? Did they change it? Items are still passing through. Hold up. They did change it. Hold on a second. This is about to be a real shame because that was kind of cool. It used to be that you could have, if items fell through, if items weren't falling through because you were standing on it, you could detect that and basically have an invisible pressure plate. But now that also means that if you're trying to make a void base, if you drop an item onto the Happy Ghast, you can't anymore. Yeah, it just goes through them. Huh. Okay, so that last exhibit was kind of pointless. Huh. I mean, this one still works, but because you can still have chests, but that's probably something to be aware of if you're going to make a void base. Okay, so this one doesn't quite work the way I thought, but it still does work in the sense that it can be a platform that you can stand on, but items fall through, so you can pick up your stuff from a farm. Kind of like one of the honey wall things, where it's your items are falling down a honey wall and you go over and you pick them up that way. Just a little stylish way to show off your farm to your friends. This one's pretty quality of life. I got this one from a Reddit post that I'll put in the description, as well as a bunch of other posts that were inspiration, but didn't necessarily make it into this video. Either ways, this is to make a bubble column a little bit easier to use. You usually go up a bubble column and find yourself bobbing up at the top. Well, if you have a Happy Ghast up here, you land on solid ground. You don't, no more bobbing when you reach the top. It's just straight and you land. Oh, hello. That's pretty close. Yeah. And you can use snow layers if you want to try and make it a little bit more flush. Or you could just position the Happy Ghast better than I did. Again, putting the Happy Ghast in a minecart keeps it facing in the direction that it won in the minecart on. So you can keep this a little bit more squared. Alright, this one's just nice and aesthetic. It's a good one to end on. Just putting a Happy Ghast in the ground. Having a nice place to sit for a picnic. You can have all your friends sitting around. You can have up to 4 people sitting on this picnic little blanket and decorate it quite nicely. And I think that's a good spot to end. Make sure to go ahead and hop on Minecraft. See if you can make some more ideas for Happy Ghast. What can you come up with? And post what you find with this tag. I'll figure it out and put what it is and put it on the screen so we can all see what you've come up with. And maybe we can learn together what else can you use the Happy Ghast for. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.